Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and you know what? It's just after reset of day 1 for Jeume, and I did something with her that I have not done with a unit in this game for probably like 6 months to a long time, and that's I maxed her out on day 1. I was so excited for this girl. I wanted to get the action started. So she's maxed out. I had to wait till after reset so I could finish building her weapon, but she's level 120. We're ready to go, and I want to go ahead and do my first arena showcase slash guide video, show you what this girl's capable of. Now, the cool thing about her right now, there's really nothing besides just her that you can use as a building block. She's a good tank. You can just build the team around her. So I thought, what's the first team I want to show off in a showcase? And I was like, nah, wait, I know what this team is. It's probably one of the ones that more people are excited for or want to use than many other ones, and that's 2B and Tifa, the Wind Evasion girls, and how well will they match up with Jeume? And I had a little bit of inspiration here as I'm throwing this team together. So first of all, there's these two ladies, and there's a vision card that I think goes really nicely with this group, right? And I'm going to show you. Here, you know what? I'm going to do this in a different order. Let's check out Tifa's vision card first. Tifa's vision card gives the party strike attack up. Okay, Jeume doesn't care about that, but it gives evasion to the group and then unit attack resist. Okay, so those are cool. And for evasion units, this is going to be an evasion team. We want evasion. Cool, we get some of that from Tifa's vision card. What about 2B? What's her vision card going to give here? Well, her vision card gives luck, which is another stat that evasion units really want, and then it gives spirit and critical damage up. Okay, so the third stat, the thing that evasion units want, is agility. What do we have for agility cards here? Well, there's Black Rose of the Battlefield, but this is a magic units card. Jeume doesn't really like this a whole lot, although the spirit's not bad. This isn't the best. There's a better option, I think, and it's an MR option, Chocobo. This card gives agility 10% to the group. Your evasion units, 2B and Tifa, are going to like that. It's a balanced attack and magic card, and it gives defense 10 to the unit wearing it. So what we can do, we can build an evasion slash anti-physical team for our evasion girls here. The only Esper I currently have resonance with is Golem, so I'm going to slap that on here. He is into defense, and he's into Man-Eater and Pierce Resist for me here. I'm going to give Tifa Tetrasylphid, who is into evasion, and I'm going to give 2B Odin, again, for more evasion, more agility, and then some human killer and stuff on there. And that's my vision card and Esper setup. Then for Jeume, I'm going to give her brand, let me sort this by obtained here. I'm going to give her brand new sword. Just got this done. Wind attack up, slash attack up. I think the assault version is the best version here. Then I'm going to give her a high defense piece of gear. I'm going to look to do a defensive tanky build for Jeume here because I'm running Golem and Chocobo. And then I'm going to mix that in with her TMR. This Swift Wind defense is a defense and spirit buff for 3 turns. So that's more defense as well as some spirit to kind of, in case we run into some mages out there. Okay, quickly I'm going to build out the rest of the squad here. For Tifa, I'm going to go with a crit Kaiser Knuckle. I'm also going to give Tifa I'm going to give her a accessory evasion gear here. I'm going to go with the ribbon. You could alternatively, let me show you why. Let me show you why I go with the ribbon right here. Because I'm going to want my Tifa to move to the group and buff on turn 1 instead of running forward. And I really like Sage's Beret for that. Wish for Peace is a luck buff. So this gives Tifa something that she otherwise lacks, which is a group buff she could do on turn 1. Pull her in, help her get the buffs from everybody else. For 2B, what I'm going to do is give her sword here. I'm going to give her the new Santa Claus that we just farmed up. A ton of dodge on those things. And then I'm just going to give her some more agility because, evasion units like agility. Great. Okay, so here we go. There's that. Now, I'm going to move Tifa into slot 1 and put Jeume in the middle so she can run right down the middle, gather that aggro. And in theory, these girls should be able to gather up, let Jeume go forward, tank the first few hits, and then evade any kind of AoE or extra stuff that comes in after that. Okay, let's look at skills on and off real quick here. I am running her like this. Windhaven 2, this is the defense / attack pierce resist buff, and then Swift Wind Conditioning for some agility and jump +1, putting her at 92 agility, which is really fast for a tank, but crucially in this group, it is slower than both my other units, so they can move in and get their buffs going. Oh yeah, skills on and off, let's talk about that. Okay, important stuff here. Wind's Blessing, I'm actually turning this buff off, because I want her to use her TMR buff. This is a really, really good buff, and like turning it on here might arguably be even better. It's a physical barrier and defense piercing rate buff. If I'm really going hardcore anti-physical, I think I would turn this, you know what? I'm going to turn this on. But let me tell you something about Jeume real quick here. If I have that on and I have her Vacuum Veil on, this is how her AI is going to work. She's going to go Vacuum Veil, Wind Blessing, TMR buff if it's her TMR. So she probably won't get this buff cast. Like, just fair warning, she's probably not going to get that buff off with this setup, but I do think this setup is really good. Let's go find a fight. Now, ideally here, right, we're going to look for something like this. Yeah, a physical Earth team. I would bet, before I see this fight, a significant amount of money that we win this. They are all physical units. We have a high defense wind tank, and they don't have a bunch of like 100% hit moves over there. We're evasion. This is everything this group could want. Let's see if our like AI plays out how we want it to. Okay, so there's Tifa. She moves to the middle, buffs luck. Here's resistance field from 2B. Now, I might want to go back and turn that off because 2B could be casting an evasion buff for the group. That resistance buff is going to be great for Jeume, who then procs her hate, protect, and shield. So at this point, she has slash resist, she has protect. Like, she is a tanky girl. They're going to have a hard time killing her. Tifa's going back into selfish mode, and Tifa kind of lives in selfish mode if you've messed with Tifa very much. Skyhammer from Noctis does, I think it did -5 damage to Jeume right there. Zazan's not in range yet. Okay, now crucially here, Jeume moves forward. She debuffs Zazan, who then gets chained down by 2B, and Tifa's going to probably, no, she's going to whirling uppercut combo and knock Noctis off the world here. Okay, anyway, a lot of stuff just happened. At least we're getting a little, you know, limit break here. Anyway, Jeume is not dying. Like, I think she might have been able to 1v3 this if she had unlimited uses of her lifesteal move. I did leave that move on. I really, really like it. It does large damage. She typically will heal herself for like 1500, and against an Earth team like this, I don't think they have a chance in the world of killing her. Like, Oberon's jump would have been life stolen had I chose to like turn that skill on and leave the rest off. Okay, Oberon did finally almost work her over right here, but he dies. Jeume literally ate 2 complete rounds of attacks from every single one of those units and lived. I think there's some things we can do here though to make this a better comp for the next fight. So let's do a couple tweaks here and then find another fight, and maybe not an Earth team, because that was obviously too easy, right? Like, that was too easy. Okay, tweaks. For 2B, what I want to tweak with her is I think I want to turn the resistance field buff off. The slash and strike resist is really nice, but in an evasion group, I think I would rather have her use her samurai evasion buff. Where is it? Illusion right here. So yeah, she'll go illusion onto both units. I think I like that better. Okay, and then for Jeume, what I'm going to do, especially without that resistance buff, I think I want to turn some more moves off. Notice I already had Stormwind Rend off because like this is such long range with the AoE. I really want Jeume using 2 buffs. She didn't get to do that last time, and so I think she was a little weaker. I'm going to leave that off still. I'll keep Wind Blessing on. Storm Siphon, this is the move I want her to use the most. So I'm going to come through here and make sure that I turn the rest of her attacks off. She ended up using Domain of Wind, or I'm sorry, Innervating Edge. Too much for me, for my taste in that last fight. So I'm going to turn that off. Those are my AI tweaks. Let's see if this is better. And ideally, let's see if we can find a physical, not Earth team. Although we might not be able to, we might have to settle for a physical earth team because the lightning teams are probably all going to have the current bonus unit, you know, which is a demon mage girl here. Ibarra. My god, how did I not? Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to fight another earth team unless... Okay, wait, here's a wind team. Wait a second. Wait just a second. Coco? Freaking Coco meloned on us. Let's fight another earth team real quick. Then we will adjust... Oh, look at them hiding that lightning mage. Then we will adjust after this fight to a more balanced, tanky build while still being evasion. And then we'll go fight one of those lightning teams with like 2 physical dealers and a Bara and see how we do. That's a little worrying with this setup though. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if our AI works better. First of all, Tifa's super fast, gets her luck buff on. It would have been cool if she could have got that on 2B as well. We could think about moving our tank to slot 3 here, but I don't love that. I really like how she just buffs her hate and goes at the enemy. I say that. They have some weird-ass hate buff on Noctis right here, so she's headed towards Noctis. This is going to be a wonky fight. I'm just telling you right now, things are going to get weird in this fight. But we did get our buffs online, right? Our evasion units are fully evade buff. I still don't know what this Noctis is really doing right here. We're going to get our Wind Blessing buff, so even more of a tanky Jeume. And here comes their damage. So Taunting Blade does 700 damage. Oberon will chain that with his Limit Break. So we're building an Earth physical chain onto Jeume, but she has her shield this time. That did 1100 damage, like barely noticeable. And now we get the counter attack. True Strike from Tifa, one punches the Zazan. That's still more chaining from them. Here's Storm Siphon, and Jeume is back near full HP with the 1600 point heal from her drain. I think it's important. I really like that she's a tank that has a way of healing herself. I think that's just huge. Now, she's continuing to eat attacks. She's still at like 80% HP. She's going to heal again for 1,000 that time. Omni Strike will one punch the Oberon. Here comes Shockwave. Noctis is dead. And if this was Guild Wars, we are sitting real pretty to go beat another Earth team in the Guild Wars fight. So, really good there. I like the adjustments we've made, but we're going to tweak it again. And this time we're going to go fight a mixed damage lightning team. But like, the thing is, lightning teams are bad for evasion because all the 100% hit stuff, but we're going to try it. Okay, let's make some changes. The only changes I'm really going to make here is I'm going to turn off Wind's Blessing and hope that we get the TMR buff online for the increased spirit. And then I think I'll leave the rest on. I could also swap for like a healer instead of a Tifa or something, but I'm not going to do that. Let's let Jeume try to tank through this with her TMR buff. I just don't love it. Maybe we fight a light team instead. Okay, here we go. I did find one of those lightning teams we were talking about. So it's a Bara, Cloud, Charlotte. This team will kill us. Like, I think this is not who you want to fight. Whoops, I got my little window open here. I think this is not who you want to fight with an evasion team. Cloud slaughters evasion units. His his 100% hit abilities suck to fight against here, but we'll see. So, we're going to get our evasion buffs online. I think Jeume should be able to tank Cloud okay. The problem here, here's the potential problems. We have Shell on, but will they move into range of us before we can cast our TMR buff? And even then, if they do, we are a defense stacking unit right here, right? Like, I think Golem will help us against the lightning, but we don't have any spirit gear on. We do get some spirit from that buff, which is nice. Charlotte's damage, we dodged it. Guys, never mind. Jeume's an evasion unit. She just showed you right there. So, let's see if our actual evasion units can get some dodges in. That'll be the more important thing. We just punched Charlotte for like a boatload of her damage. Triple Slash did almost nothing. Storm Siphon will heal all that back up. So actually, so far, so good. Maybe I was a little quick on saying you don't want to fight this, but here we go. Here's one of the strongest mages in the game. How much damage did she do to us right there? Really not a ton. What was that, like 35% of our damage? And our gear that we're wearing is 100% anti-physical, and then we killed her. So, scratch what I said about this being a bad fight. If your movement's good enough and you can get Jeume out in front of this thing, she actually survived that super well. So, that's it. There's my first little video. I think it's pretty long at this point, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. But that's my first Jeume team in Arena. An evasion team. It kind of worked, and it kind of beat some stuff I didn't think it would beat. So, there you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. More Jeume videos to come. This was the first of many. I'll catch you next time. Peace.